Welcome to Squared Circle Spotlight, the heavyweight champion of wrestling podcasts.
We ready now? You got your coughs and burps and farts, whatever else you got to get out.
Right. That's actually a pretty good entrance.
The farts.
Might keep that in there.
Yeah, that might be it.
That would be fun.
Welcome back to Squared Circle Spotlight.
I like it.
We're here with episode number 18, and this one's a little different. We're kind of musically themed in this one. So this week we're going to talk about our favorite entrance songs, our famous entrances. We're going to jump into Wrestlepalooza, some of the stuff that was good, bad, and head-scratching. And then we have our stipulation. So I'm worried about this one. We'll talk about that as we get to it. And then our gimmick of the week. Again, keeping the music theme going. We're talking about a guitar shredding wrestler from the 90s. So if you were around then, you probably know exactly who we're talking about. But we'll get into all that tonight. So we're going to kick it off here with a fun question for the week. What was your favorite entrance or favorite entrance song? You can go both. You can go either one. Who had your favorite entrance? Who had your favorite entrance music? Either or. We'll start it right there. And I'm going to start it off with Jeremy. I know who he's going to pick. I think.
I think I do too.
Oh.
Because he just...
Oh, yeah? Do you now?
Do you know who you're going to pick?
You don't know.
You're stalling.
I don't know.
He's the one that posed the question.
There's two I like a lot. But, I just saw it come in like where HBK was coming down the cable and the silver pants and everything, or the white pants, right?
Yeah.
Red and
White
gold?
pants.
I know what you're talking about. In your house.
Truthfully.
Also,
but
WrestleMania 12 in Anaheim.
Yeah. But like, he did it more than once? That I did not know. But I don't have a wondrous memory like you, Charlie. Oh, knowing Charlie. But I hate you so much.
This is already
but
off the rails.
The two I do like, I definitely love Bray Wyatt with the Fireflies, and John Cena's walking out with his own song and everything. Those two stand out to me the most clearly. Not just one particular entrance, but those two entrances as a whole. Kathy?
Pick one as your favorite. What's your absolute favorite?
Yeah, pick one.
Entrance music. Go there.
I would say the Bray entrance music, it's John Cena's This Is Thugonomics.
Rap a little
Okay.
bit.
That's a good pick. But it's not surprising.
There we go. Kathy. Was that who you were thinking?
Yeah.
I was thinking John Cena.
I'm going to go Fireflies.
Yeah, I was thinking John Cena. There's another one I was picking. I might use it, so I'm not going to say it yet. If you didn't pick it, I might pick it. But Kathy, go ahead.
I'm going to go with Sting, especially in that like Crow era where he was always like up in the rafters and kind of spying on everybody and then dropping in.
Yeah.
I know they had that big break after the Owen Hart thing. Like there was months, and he actually got permission from Bret Hart to do it again because he was like really. I mean, out of respect, I get that. I don't know what that would have said, but I have the bat. I know what, I'll save that for merch. I have a bat. Sting is one of my all-time favorites because and the Crow is also one of my favorites. And even when he wasn't dropping in and he came back and he had all those creepy videos behind him, like it's a lot of the same stuff, like a lot of the metal concerts and stuff you go to nowadays. It's all like the background. It's always been a big thing for me. So Sting is one of my top, and especially because of his entrance.
Yeah, that entrance stuff he did with WWE for that brief period there is highly underrated. That was really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
If you sit and watch it, like I like that they posted
really cool
that
stuff.
actual video. Like you don't really pay attention too much in the moment, but if you actually go and watch it, it's a really cool compilations of creepy stuff which I think is even funnier because he's super religious. So the fact that his whole gimmick is this like super dark, evil thing, it just always makes me laugh.
Oh, yes. Sting's a born again Christian. You got Lex Luger.
Yeah. Super serious.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
It's Charlie's new favorite wrestler.
No, I knew all about that. He's who saved Lex Luger. I read Lex Luger's book. Don't do that.
Oh, segues. All right.
Are you giving advice? What's going on here?
I'll go to Joe because now I'm curious what his other one was.
Okay, so nobody picked my first one. I had a backup one. Charlie might pick my first one, but too late. Or you didn't go yet. Whatever. I'm going DX, particularly the Triple H led DX with X-Pac and New Age Outlaws and China. That was awesome in the 90s. That's peak 90s, peak new metal. They had like the video showing on the screen and they'd kind of flash back and forth between them coming in and the stuff that was on the screen. There were like strippers and whatever else going on. That was awesome. So that DX, I'll probably say that song. There's even a couple songs that are out, like wrestlers now, that I have on my Spotify playlist. So you got AJ Styles and Aleister Blacks are on my regular rotation at the gym. So those two are there too. But DX, my other one was going to be The Brood, and I thought Jeremy might pick
Chris
this
Jericho?
one. That's a good one too. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, no, not that one. The original Y2J. But my other one would have been The Brood. It is. But I would have picked the Y2J one if I'm picking between those two. But The Brood was the other one if Jeremy didn't pick it, because he's talked about that a few times. That was a really cool entrance coming up from the stage with the ring of fire and the flashing red lights. That was always really cool too. Really dark. Yeah, look at that, Jeremy. Good job. But The Brood would have been my other one. But my pick is officially DX. With that song, that entrance was peak 90s, peak Attitude Era. It was my favorite. So, Charlie, you're up.
A couple things to touch on real quick. You did steal my pick, you fool.
I thought it might be.
Break it down. That package, that little video package, it contained everything a 15-year-old boy would want. There's explosions and strippers, like you said, tanks, things blowing up. It's all at once. It's awesome. Catchy song. Yeah. I'm also with you. I always had wrestlers' theme music in my workout list or just hanging out list. But since you stole my pick, I will go with another classic by one of the one or two greatest wrestlers of all time. Second, I'm just a sexy boy. Sexy boy. I'm not your boy.
I know it.
Boy. He's one. I think the first guy to ever sing is on. Well, Sherry did it first, then he did it by himself, and I thought, as a little kid, that's cool. Guy sings his own dance. Awesome, yeah. And I'm surprised nobody picked The Undertaker for entrance, because everyone talks about how it gives them goosebumps and chills. But I'm gonna.
I was kind of in between the two, but
that was a close one.
I don't know.
No honorable mention of Val Venus.
Hello, ladies.
Val Venus.
Ladies. Wait, hang on. I was recently watching an episode of Raw, and he said this, and again, this got on air, and everyone, and kids in the audience, the Big Falbowski is a lot like a tornado, just like that got sent to North Carolina last week. He got blew from one end of the state all the way to the next. Guys talking about getting oral sex from one part of the
saxophone in the background.
He's cocked, locked, and loaded. I mean, we're getting off base. We're getting off base. I mean, let's bring back to a little bit more.
This might be a question. Favorite Val Venus promo. We'll do that one day.
I know what mine is. I don't know if it's definitely a promo, but I know what mine is.
I mean, I do have a good gimmick to give. I mean, stipulation.
Mr. Funaki?
So stipulation to give. But let me just recenter it real quick. I'll get real specific with you. I'm going to go to a very specific entrance. Early 2000s. I'm embarrassed. I don't know the year, but it was in Madison Square Garden. I think it was in January. Triple H came off a long layoff, for his, quad. And that joke, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That reaction he got from that match, Catherine, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Jeremy, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about.
No idea.
That reaction from that Madison Square Garden crowd.
Not a fucking clue.
It gave me goosebumps. And like, if you go back and watch it today, it will give you goosebumps. I was super into WWE, when I was, in high school. So I got the Triple H DVD, and that was one of the bonus features, was just watching that entrance. And before you can go on the internet and stuff, you know. So that's how big they thought it was. Yeah. But if you ever have 5 minutes, check that entrance out.
No, you had Kazaa and LimeWire back then.
It was a broader reference to the time period. Jesus.
Royal Rumble 2000, maybe?
Yeah, he came back for the Royal Rumble, and he won it, and then he went on to face Jericho. But that would have meant WrestleMania 18, so that would have been 2002.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Somewhere around there.
So, yeah,
I think... surprised...
Okay.
Good.
I forgot.
Oh, you, Charlie. I was going to transition to something different. Go ahead.
No, go for the transition.
I was going to say the one I'm shocked nobody picked, and I didn't pick it because it's probably the most iconic of all time, and I thought everybody and their mother would pick it, but Stone Cold. That glass breaking is the greatest entrance to a song ever.
That's true.
I'm trying not to pick obvious. That's
same.
Kind of where
they sold a shirt off that. When you hear the glass, it's Vince's ass. And I wanted it.
But that was probably the most iconic. I think we'd all agree on that. So I'm glad nobody picked it though, because it made the conversation more interesting.
That I think same thing goes along with Taker. I think everyone knew. True. I assumed someone was going to pick that. So
yeah.
Or Kane's fire going up.
That was a good one too. But let us know what you think. What were your favorites?
Godfather.
Whose of ours was the best?
That one was a good underdog.
Which one was that?
I knew you had liked Thailand.
The whole Godfather.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Stuff you definitely can't do nowadays.
Of course you have that.
Cool things that are so out of nowhere. It's the best. I don't know where you just have all these things on hand at all times. It's so
I'm not saying it's ridiculous. The hair or the praying, but
he's a magician.
Yeah,
you're like the modern day
My new favorite magician right here, Charlie Filippone.
We talked about magicians last week. Jeremy, do you remember?
Yeah, we did.
I know.
Who was your favorite? Do you remember?
I didn't know you were one secretly. Jesus.
Who was your favorite musician?
We did this.
I said David Blaine, and you gave me flack for it.
All right, sorry.
We're not the owner here again. All right. We're going to jump into our merch table. Jeremy, let's see if we can do this a little better this time and stay on track. Jeremy, you're up with some merch this week.
Sorry for misleading. Dragging.
And he's gone. What the hell?
How's it going, guys?
Now you look like
different look now.
Yeah, you just went from 80s rock star to Predator.
Yeah, we'll do. What about this way?
No,
definitely not.
All right,
someone check.
We are going to be adding to my Ninja Turtle wrestling collection, ladies and gentlemen. So, just this past week, we got The Undertaker. Pretty cool. It's got the jacket that goes along with it. Moves around a little bit. I don't think it can blow in the wind, though. Very stiff.
He looks like Zorro with that whole... I don't know, something about it with the goatee makes him look like Zorro.
Jeremy, say what turtle character it's supposed to be, because I can't. Is that Donatello?
That's Donatello.
Oh. Good, make sure you say that.
Next, I got my favorite, John Cena with the title.
Nice.
This one's very loose, so I definitely can see this one falling over pretty easily.
What title is that?
Nobody likes a loose title.
I got the hand in front of the face.
What title does he have? Nope. I can't make it out.
United States Championship title.
Oh, the United States Championship title.
And it actually has his name on it.
It's actually quality. It's quality belt.
Oh, no, most people call it U.S. Championship.
Yeah, it is. And then the other one I got, we were just talking about.
Yeah,
Sting.
buddy.
And it's Raphael, Charlie, of course.
Yeah, Raphael's bam.
Only thing I need to get is a bat for this one.
Probably my favorite one you got.
All right, and that's what completes my collection. Yeah, that's what I got so far for my collection. I got 2 more on the way.
What's your favorite overall?
I got to say the Sting one right now.
Yeah? Even though it's not a mic.
Yeah, I just like it with the coat, the I like scorpions.
That's true.
It's true.
It's like scorpions and red.
So, yes, I do. All right.
It's a complicated
Thank you, Jeremy.
I'm back, boys.
We're back.
That was this week's merch table.
I like those.
We stayed on track. Bravo. Clap it up for us. Bravo. All right.
Thank you.
That was
We're going to jump into this week's deep dive. All right, we're going to talk about Wrestlepalooza. Our picks. We're going to talk about the matches. We're talking about winners and losers, both in the matches and on this show. So let's get right into it. Started off with a little bit of a surprise that happened at Wrestlepalooza. So you had Stephanie McMahon was ringside, and they announced she will be the first entrant into the 2026 Hall of Fame class. So congratulations to Stephanie McMahon. One of the things that I found a little weird was Undertaker was the one presenting it to her, the man who once kidnapped her for Vince McMahon. So that was a little strange. I mean, I get it. It's storyline. It was an odd choice. But Undertaker came out looking as cool and tough as ever. So shouts out to Undertaker. But bravo to Stephanie McMahon. We'll just open it up there a little bit, let you guys talk about it.
Do you think she knew? I think she genuinely had no idea.
Yeah, I think she was surprised.
Because you can tell, because he hit the mic like down, because I think she was trying to say something and he didn't want it like public. That's what convinced me that she had no idea.
And yeah, because if they sent Triple H, I think she might have put it together, you know. But yeah, I think she had a genuine look that she was surprised. I thought it was cool. If anyone deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, there's some wacky picks that are in there. But you know, Coco Beware is one of my favorites. But the fact that Stephanie's not in and Coco was a big problem for me. But now, if anyone deserves to be in there, it's her. From being on screen to behind the camera, she played a part in everything vital at WWE, from Attitude Era all the way up until I don't know the aughts with the Authority. That thing ran a while. I mean, at sometimes she was the most annoying person on television. But I think we all kind of grew to love her. We grew up with her. She grew up with us. When we first saw her on TV, she was like a 19-year-old kid, 21-year-old kid. And, now she's in her mid-40s, I guess. But, yeah. Awesome. I like.
Talk about cool entrance. That Triple H, Stephanie McMahon was at WrestleMania where they came in together on the bikes. That is so dope. That was dope.
Yep.
That was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just proved our age right there. We all just said that was dope at some time.
Yeah. That's how you know it was dope.
And it's weird, like Charlie and I were talking about.
Somebody starts saying fat with a PH, we got a problem.
No,
you will be off the show if you say that, Jeremy.
That would.
What was crazy to me is she wasn't in there already. I didn't even realize that. Like, you forget. Like, she was an iconic character, an iconic name, and she wasn't even in there. So cool to see her get in there. And she's still active in wrestling. She may not be as active in WWE, but she's doing a podcast now. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but she does some cool stuff on there too. Yeah. Really kind of down to earth stuff on there too. She interviewed Randy Orton. He talked about eating Nutella to put on all that weight, and like some really cool stuff she's doing there too. So if you haven't seen her show, she even said, "Jeremy, this is for you. If you don't want to pay for ESPN, get a VPN and watch it on Netflix International." So that was her. So Jeremy, download a VPN and you can watch.
I love that they did that.
But yeah,
weren't VPN places like giving like ads about it because they said get a VPN? This one's approved by our McMahon's.
Yeah,
that's great. I love it.
But yeah,
capitalism at best.
She's going to be the first entrant into that Hall of Fame for this year. So bravo. Let's jump into some matches. So started off the night with John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, and this was the one head scratcher for me. We made our picks, and I had Cena. We'll talk about this, but doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'll talk about where I think this is going to go. We'll see what you guys say. But let's start it off there. Let's start with Kathy. Your thoughts on this?
It was better than I thought it was going to be. I expected, was it that WrestleMania where he just F5'd him the entire time and it was the most boring match. It had a little more to it than I thought. He's probably the reddest I've ever seen Brock Lesnar, which is a whole nother level that I didn't know was achievable. But I picked Lesnar to win. I didn't think they were going to bring him back without a win, and there's definitely, it's only a couple months, but there's definitely going to be a storyline coming out of this. Then there's, I would say, Crown Royal? Crown Jewel? I want to get it right. But yeah, I definitely was surprised. I wasn't ecstatic about it, but I was pleasantly surprised on the quality of it.
Charlie, what are you thinking?
Picking? Yeah.
This one shocked the hell out of me. Unless there's going to be a rematch, I don't see the purpose in it. Because John Cena only has 4 dates left. I mean, what was the purpose of him getting squashed? And like, this wasn't a Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar match where he gets beat down, but then makes a comeback. This was a SummerSlam 14 squash. It's a squash match. I didn't get it. I didn't like the only thing, and I got to give credit to Joe because he's the one that mentioned this to me. ESPN, a lot of people that watch UFC might necessarily not watch WWE, and they know Brock Lesnar. And if they see Brock Lesnar in real life, he's going to beat the hell out of John Cena. So maybe you do bring over some of that ESPN UFC fan base with that. It's the first thing out of the gate on the ESPN PLE. Get some eyes on it. But other than that, I really don't understand what they're doing. I did not like it.
Yeah. I lean kind of your way, Charlie. I don't get it. He's got a few dates left. Does Cena wrestle? Let's say Cena has 4. I think it's 4 appearances left.
That's all.
Does Brock versus Cena again out of those 4? It seems like a waste. You can go into Survivor Series and maybe do something. But here's what I thought. So I think this was to build a Brock Lesnar storyline, not a John Cena storyline. So this is a one-off for John Cena. I think this leads to Brock Lesnar taking on Cody Rhodes. I think he starts to move that way. And it gives Cody something to do. We'll talk about that in a little bit because Cody won, whatever. Spoiler alert. But I think it leads to that. And to see John Cena get obliterated again by Brock Lesnar is like, this is retirement. Does he end his career like being known as that, the guy that got destroyed by John Cena twice? So I'm not sure. I didn't necessarily like it. Brock Lesnar is one of my tops of all time, top 3 wrestlers of all time, whatever. But I would have preferred to see John Cena win this and go out on a happy note. Jeremy, go ahead. What are you going to say?
Stress.
Or it popped in my head as a storyline that they can run with for him ending it. You're running, say, a Rocky 3 scenario and give him like an 80s sports montage where Brock Lesnar is the end game for a certain aspect of it. And he's got to come back and beat him to really regain what his his level of wrestling was at. He just got wiped. Now he has to dig deep to beat him.
Yeah, I mean, they could be doing that too. You could be ending on Cena Lesnar. I just don't prefer that. I prefer putting over a younger guy, but you could be 100% right. He could be finish his career beating Brock Lesnar, and he could be right.
No, I think Cena's the ultimate
You got
company
him,
guy.
The Rock. Who else
he'll
you
put
gonna?
the guy over.
Yeah.
I just hope it's a younger talent. I don't see the bet.
Yeah, but Lesnar's not really like a story guy. Like he's a show up guy, and that's the other problem too.
He's a muscle.
He doesn't need to squash Cena. They didn't do that much for Lesnar. Yeah, he's already made. They could have made someone else.
You had little kids crying, for God's sakes.
That's true. But kids were crying in the crowd.
I'll be honest. As soon as I saw that he came out with a bunch of kids and they were building up this like hero complex, I was like, he's not going to win. As soon as, because I knew that was going to be the whole thing. That's where there has to be something else. There's going to definitely be something else. I just don't get how you're going to do that quickly.
Well, yeah.
Because here's the other piece too.
You had him get worked.
Brock could have lost that match, and it would have been fine. He would have looked fine. You could have Brock Lesnar hit a billion F5s, never goes for the pin, and that's his mistake. And then John Cena takes advantage of that and wins, right? And you still have Brock looking strong, and John Cena gets the win, and everybody wins. So that's the part that throws me a little bit too.
Okay.
Don't reckon him entirely I just didn't understand that.
All right. So we're going to move along here. We'll see where that goes. We'll jump into our next match of the night, which was Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed versus the Usos. And I think, let's go back to our picks. So I think we might have all said it already, but on the last one, Charlie and I had Brock. Jeremy and Kathy had Cena. So they each pick up a win there. Then we go to Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed versus the Usos. I think this was a clean sweep. We all had.
Other way.
What do you mean?
You said you had Brock, we had Cena. It was the other way.
Yeah. Backward. Charlie and I had Cena. My apologies.
What are you doing?
And then Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed versus the Usos. We all had Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I think this was a shoe-in. It was a fun match. Pretty good match. There were some weird spots in there. Jey Uso hit himself with a chair and split himself open. Supposedly concussed himself as well. But it was a fun match.
Is that a work?
Bronson Reed did a moonsault, which was crazy, but a fun match, and we'll start it off there. Charlie, you want to kick us off?
No.
I hate you, Charlie.
Yeah, sure. It was a fun match for what it was. Braun's they continue to impress me every time they're out there. When the Usos are together, it's hard to not get a decent match out of them. But my thing is, the Browns are going to be stars. And I like saying Browns. But it kind of is Jimmy Uso's main event. Is he mid-card Jimmy Uso again? Because how does he go back to the title picture?
Jimmy or Jay?
Jay, I'm sorry. I just saw Jeremy puffing and distracted me for a second. I'm not trying to yeet too hard with Jay. But how does Jay get back into the title picture? Because this is what I see. That was his Kofi Kingston moment, and now he's going to be back where Kofi Kingston went.
So I think they're building him a little more. The one thing we didn't mention was LA Knight was made the special guest referee in this match. I'm not a big LA Knight fan. I get why they're forcing him.
He's annoying. And he's older too.
But I think it leads to Jey Uso and LA Knight continuing to build that as kind of a semi-main event type feud. But Cassie, what's your takes?
And I just the whole LA Knight thing, I feel like they dropped the ball on a couple things in this match. Like that LA Knight thing, he could have gotten way more involved. What was the point of having him there if he wasn't really involved? Like he was a ref, like he wasn't actually like calling bad shots in somebody's favor. Like he was just kind of there. He's pointless. I knew he was going to come in somehow. That is not what I expected him to come in as. And like they kept teasing these TLC things, and I was just like, that would have been kind of cool if they let all of that actually happen instead of just like, oh, we're gonna get the table, oh, never mind, we're gonna do something else. And I was like, oh, well, that's disappointing. But that is a good pair, I think, for that kind of a match. And the fact that he the only blood that was shed was self-inflicted, and it was just a weird thing. I was all right with it. I wasn't disappointed in it, but I was just like, okay. I just kept doing this the whole time, and they're not my favorites to begin with, but it was entertaining to watch with its flaws.
Yeah. Jeremy, your thoughts? Anything?
You guys pretty much summed it up on this one, though.
No, please.
Having him be in the... Beg your pardon?
Please. I would like to hear it.
Well, I will honor you with my kind words of this match, Charlie. Will that appease you? Go off what Kathy was saying, like, you have him in there and he's really not playing much of a part, like not even building into the storyline of it to create some controversy enough that it really matters. Like, what was the whole purpose behind it? And
all right.
Yeah, I mean, it was a foregone conclusion that for us that who was going to win that match to keep this going on, but yeah, not as what I was expected.
All right, we'll move right into our next match.
I don't know what that meant.
Well, you got to go get learnt, Charlie. Go get learnt.
I do. I'm not disagreeing with you.
We'll jump into the next one, the Women's World Title match. We had Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer, and we were split on this one. So I think Charlie and I had Stephanie Vaquer. And Kathy and Jeremy, you guys had Io Sky. Vaquer gets the win for her first WWE title win. My opinion, this is probably the best in-ring match of the night. Maybe up with the CM Punk, AJ Lee stuff. But this was a really good match, I thought. Crowd maybe was not into it as much as I thought it would be. But let's see what you guys think. Start off with Kathy.
There was no interference, which we were all wrong on. We all assumed there was going to be somebody coming in to do something about it, which I'm kind of happy about, but I think somebody could have, maybe even at the end, like let them have their match and then somebody swoops in at the end, but
create a little controversy.
Yeah, I think that goes back to the ESPN thing. I think they're trying to portray this more as a true sport. And they wanted to stay away from that for their debut. That's my thought. Yeah, I don't know.
I liked it.
But it felt like that. There was no interference in any of the matches, which is odd.
Yeah.
So that was my thought.
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree. I think it was one of the best matches of the night. That dragon tail that she does gets me every time. I don't know if it's because we're old and our knees are very delicate at this age, but every time she did that, I'm like, I'd be dead. I'd be in the hospital. I don't, even if you're faking it, I'd be in the hospital just by sneezing wrong. I don't really understand.
Yeah, those look rough.
But she deserves it. And I like that they did the respect thing at the end where she, they bowed down and handed it over and then her dad was there. That was pretty cool.
Charlie.
You might, I don't know, this might sound slightly chauvinistic, but up until yesterday, I did not think it would humanly possible for two women to put on the best wrestling card on a PLE or, sorry, Catherine, no, this might sound sexist, but I thought it was physically impossible. They normally don't compete well with the men, in my opinion, but overall, this was, from a psychological standpoint, from an in-ring work standpoint, this was the best match of the night. And maybe I will start becoming more of a fan of women's wrestling, but I was blown away with this match. I thought they looked like pros. And Joe said they want to call it more like a sport. I love the clean finish. The celebration with the dad at the end was cool. But these two, and I don't even know that much about them because like I said, I do tune out a little bit with the women's, but they blew me away. 10 stars, 5 stars, whatever Meltzer does, for me. This was match of the night. Jeremy.
Because they complement each other. They're very similar in a lot of the things they do. I think that was a really good matchup in general. I think they are on the same level as each other. Yeah. So they were able to really put on a good show.
And Io Sky doesn't even speak English. That's another thing. I would have never assumed you would have that's a talking is a big part of this, you know, and to
Stephanie Buckera, the same thing. She's
they
new to English too.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know that, but
Jeremy,
that makes it even more impressive to have two.
There's not much more I can add about this match that you guys haven't said, but hands down, it was, I think, probably the best match of the night.
Repeat comment from last segment.
Indeed, I will insert prior comment to last segment, but I'm not going to waste the time, and on to the next one.
All right, we'll keep it moving. Then we had CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. This was another clean sweep. I think was probably the easiest to pick of the night. I couldn't see it going really any other way, but
absolutely,
CM Punk and AJ Lee get the win. This was probably the other best match of the night. But yeah, it was a fun one. I will open it up there. See what you guys think.
Yeah, picking the names.
All right.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie, you're up. I went first last time.
Okay. This
just avoid me.
Strategically.
This was the most fun match of the night, and I think this is what everyone, the Cena squash thing kind of put everyone down, but this brought everyone back. This sent them home happy. I know it was the last match of the night, but I think everyone wanted to see this match. I know AJ botched the I forget her finishing move. It's been a while, but she eventually got it. I was surprised.
The Black
Widow, which is it's a tough move to do. I mean, that I couldn't do it. I give him props for going to the table. That was, I mean, I was surprised at how physical she got. But I thought it was everything you could ask for a mixed gender match like that. And now let's go Punk and Rollins and blow off the feud because it's starting to drag a little bit.
Yeah, and I think they said this was AJ Lee's longest match in her career, 29 minutes long or something like that. So remember, she was in the Divas era, so they weren't getting a lot of time. So 29 minutes might not seem like a lot of time, but to come back after 10 years and put on that match and do a half-hour match, really nice job to her. Didn't look like she had any ring rust from that I noticed, but yeah, really good match.
I was surprised how much co-ed wrestling there was. Like, I thought it was literally just going to be one against the other. Like when AJ Lee put Seth Rollins in a Black Widow, like there was a lot of actual co-ed wrestling, and there was a lot of points where I actually wasn't sure who was going to win. There was definitely 2 or 3 points where I was like, oh, they're going to give it to them and they're going to keep going and keep shoving it in their face and it's going to drag on. But I'm really glad and happy with the way that they did it, and they gave them time, because there was also a lot of moments where I was like, all right, she's going to come in and then it's going to be over, and it dragged on for a while, and I didn't feel like it dragged, but it definitely got enough storylines to carry on for a while between the 2 girls, the 2 guys, and together as a couple. So
that's a really good point too. They've kind of shied away from like men and women kind of in matches. I know like AEW still does it, and but there's a lot of that. There was,
and they did it well. Like where you're not going to be like they're not going to get pushback. Well, you're not going to get a lot of pushback of like, oh, why, spousal abuse or men hitting women. Like they did it well, and it wasn't in your face.
Jeremy, I would like to correct you. In Saudi Arabia, they might let you do a little more to the women in a match.
That's true.
Probably the opposite.
After I said that, I'm like, wait, no, they actually condone it.
All right, let's steer clear of those water, folks.
No, it was good. I definitely, as a big fan of AJ Lee and CM Punk, I was happy with how all of it panned out. I liked the AJ's husband jacket. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That was a little beta in my opinion. That I love CM Punk, but that was a little That was a little. I wouldn't do that.
That's all he's been doing. All he's been posting is about
her.
I know. It's completely taken over his thing.
I know, and I got to tell you,
actually,
it's starting to.
Now that you say that, that's a good point. She should have come out with like Punk's husband.
Something matching. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he is acting a little cuckish lately, and I don't stand. He's letting me down. I don't like it. And I'm not scared of CM Punk.
He's gonna ride her coattails for a while. It's really how this is all gonna pan out.
Charlie is going down the Andrew Tate path of our show right now.
Oh no!
Jeremy? Would you wear Joe? Would you wear a shirt that said your girl's husband or whatever?
If she said Joe's husband,
right? She did not.
Yeah, it would have to be.
She did not.
As to be neutral.
She did.
Yeah,
right. It has to be neutral at the very least.
Yeah. I'm just messing with you. All right. So going into our main event, I think we're down to me and Charlie are tied. So I had McIntyre going into this match. Cody Rhodes, Charlie had Cody Rhodes going into this match. So it really came down to this. When we get to our tiebreaker, we'll talk about that in a second. The tiebreaker, Jeremy, I know you're...
Wasn't it a three-way tie between me, Kathy, and Charlie?
Yes, but the tiebreaker in the first match, which we didn't talk about yet, brought it down to me and Charlie. So we'll talk about that when we get...
We're going to you first this time.
But we had Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, however you want to call him, Jeremy. And Cody Rhodes gets the win in this. So this was probably the other head scratcher match to me. Not because I picked McIntyre, but the match just felt weird. It never really shifted out of first gear. You had moments in there where Cody Rhodes was like faking a concussion, and then the ref stops Drew McIntyre from going for the kick at the end of the match through the table, which why? Doesn't make sense. And then he hurts his leg, whatever. Okay, I get it. But it was a weird match. It was probably, let me look at this list again. Yeah, probably my least favorite match of the night, but Cody gets the win. Let's see what you guys think. I will not go to Jeremy first strategically to keep this show interesting. I'll go to, I think I went to Charlie first last time, so Kathy, go ahead. Ouch.
Well, they also, so now they built the storyline that technically McIntyre won because he counted like 8 or whatever. So like we're going to have that whole thing because the ref's back was turned and he won. But that whole concussion, even the commentators kept pushing it in your face. Like, so you could understand why everything was so delayed. I don't know what the purpose of that was. And then, like you said, he hurt his leg and he went for the final kick or whatever, and he fell, and that's how Cody ended up winning. So they're just always gypping him with these weird storylines, and he's never just clean loses. He never just clean wins. It's just always this big build up. I don't know if it's just to keep building up this. I was like, it has to happen eventually. There has to be something that ends for McIntyre. I keep going to say McIntyre because that's even how we write it down in the bracket here. But it was not a main event match for me.
Charlie.
Garbage. From the announcing, Wade Barrett, Cody's not looking right, to the weird ref stuff. Garbage. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where they're going. Maybe they are so smart. They have something hidden up their sleeve, but I didn't understand anything about this. I didn't like anything about this. I don't know how this helps Drew. I don't know how this helps. I mean, Cody looks like a dork. I hated it. I don't know if I can.
Do you think it's they're writing him off because he needs to go film and do all that? Is it going to be an injury that, like after further investigation, he's actually not well? Like he just had a baby and he's filming a movie. I can't see him being around. I don't know. Much.
But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. He's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. But he's starting to get that heat that you don't want to get. I don't know. he's starting to get that go. Like Cody's starting to I was just talking about Punk in a different way. Cody's starting to rub me in a way that it's not a good way. Like you don't want to. Joe, you know what I'm talking about. Like, as your white meat baby face, you don't want to.
Trying to get Charlie's happy ending.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
That's all I know.
I'm going to call it now because I know we talk about what we're going to do for topics each week. Next week's topic is going to be Cody's title runs and why they are not good. We're going to talk about that next week. That's our topic.
Maybe there's a reason why Rhodes didn't hold the title.
I think it's bad storylines too. They haven't given him really something other than maybe the Kevin Owens one a little bit. Nothing's been great. It's not even been the main story. Like even right now, the main story is probably Seth and CM Punk and all that going on, and even Cena's stuff. But Cody's kind of that B. Like you have your A story, you have your B story. It feels like every time has been when he's the champion, he's been the B story, not the A story. But yeah, I don't get where this is going. I think Brock gets involved here. I don't know if this leads to like that Brock the Conqueror run that he had in like 2014, 2015, where they're going to push him to the moon for some reason again at this point. But I think it's going to lead to that. I don't know. Cody, Cena, I'm feeling the same way.
Joe, sorry to interject. Look, Cena, I mean, Cody barely beat Cena, right? At SummerSlam. Like, it was a tough match. And then Brock destroys Cena. So what does that say about Cody? Am I going to believe you're going to beat Brock? No. Does that sound logical? Yeah, exactly. Cody Rhodes is going to beat Brock? No. So I don't know what they're doing. I really hated this match.
If we're power scaling, he's not even close.
Oh yeah, I
mean, almost as much as I hated that comment.
God damn you, Charlie.
Not just joke.
But yeah, and this will go to Crown Jewel where it'll be Cody versus Seth because they do champion versus champion there. So we'll see where that goes. But
that's so
not great.
Dumb.
Yeah.
For a belt that you don't get to see unless you go to Saudi.
This one's in Australia,
you want?
so a little different.
How much money is it? Oh.
Yeah. And that takes us to our tiebreaker. So
the kangaroo title.
Charlie had the win here. We go to the tiebreaker where it's a 3-way tie between Kathy, Charlie, and Jeremy without the tiebreaker, which we kind of knew early on who won it. So Charlie wins the tiebreaker. He gets the win for the week. He picks the stipulation again. Who faces the stipulation again? So a stipulation again, as we mentioned last week and earlier in this episode, the loser will have to do the show intro in a promo style of the wrestler the rest of the group chooses. So Charlie, I hand it over to you. And please, if I get picked, let's stick to Macho Man.
I don't have any input on crazy. I don't get any input.
Oh, you got input. Yeah.
Who the rest
losers, the one you pick is the only one who has no say.
Okay, because I'm thinking What do you guys' thoughts on that? What are you guys' thoughts on that? How'd you toss that one around?
That's a great idea if it's not me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Same.
But if it wasn't you, would it not be good?
That's a really good one. That's good. I mean, regardless who does it, it's gonna be terrible, but it's gonna be very entertaining.
Jeremy, I want to hear some thoughts, or I'm coming after you.
I know you're coming after me. That's why I'm not saying anything.
Give me a reason not to take you out.
Why?
We're just gonna go back to.
How about our lifelong friendship since we were in diapers?
That meant nothing when you chose him to sing.
It chose me to sing.
But wait a minute. Before
we doing
go forward,
Macho Man promo.
It's a group decision, so you got to pick first who's facing it, and then the group decides on who the voice is.
Jeremy, are we burying the hatchet?
Huh?
We burying the hatchet?
Yeah.
Because I think the only thing...
I think we need one more. I think we got to even the playing field.
I'm sorry, but if we stick to this character, I think the only thing fun, and I think Jeremy would do really good at it, I think would be Joe do it. I think Joe be Joe.
I knew it was
So
gonna be
sorry.
hard. I knew it.
Joe, I love you, brother, but you're doing this dip.
I will be watching a lot of Goldust promos this week. This is going to be awful. Anybody watching, I promise you it will be entertaining for all the
Can we
wrong
get him a
reasons.
gold shirt at least?
I have a Goldust mask, actually. I will bring it out.
See, you should have started with that. Yeah, you definitely would have.
I just remembered.
Let's get him a sparkly gold shirt to wear with it.
Just
Yeah.
the thought of Joe
gonna be entertaining for
talks
all the wrong reasons.
All the wrong reasons. Yeah.
We need. How about that white wig
Oh, God. If you guys buy it, I'll do
with the
it.
bangs?
Jeremy might get hired by WWE if he did it. It would be too good.
All
This
right.
guy's brilliant.
Can't talk you out of Goldust, can I? You don't want to do like Stone
I
Cold.
think
I was
it's
gonna
gold.
say.
I think
It probably would be much worse if we talked you out of Goldust. So I think you should take that one for a win.
All right.
guys. I
So
said
next
go say
week-
we gold dust.
I will be doing the show intro.
It's either
It's
that or
Goldust.
like Paul Bear or something.
That stuff. I was worried about that one. If somebody picked Paul Bear.
I think it's 2-1 that we outvote you.
Oh, Undertaker.
Keep in mind, Payback is a bitch.
Wait. This was for the good of the show.
It is. So Payback.
I'm just perpetually in second place at this point. That has to count for something. I don't understand.
And eventually, one of us is have to going to do the scumbag thing and pick Catherine. I know we're trying to be
That's true.
gentlemen, but we're going to have to do it.
No, we don't have to do that.
I thought
No.
about that, but then I was like, what would be the funniest? I thought maybe having her
let's
do
go with
Sherry
funniest,
Martel.
Mine would be
would be kinda
cringy.
funny.
We need funny. I would be awful.
That's fair.
I'm for some Kathy cringe.
Nuh-uh. Nope. No,
right.
sir.
That's what we'll call it, the Kathy cringe.
I think I'm getting sick, guys. I'm losing my voice. I'm not going to be here next week.
I think we're just going to be in a perpetual circle of me, Charlie, and Jeremy going back and forth at each other at this point.
Jeremy, remember, I did not pick you.
Everybody, so it's fine.
Kathy's just in the background. I know them.
Yeah, I'm
Don't mind.
hearing from the sidelines here.
This is their thing, kind of. Just pay no mind.
I'm just here to chaperone. I don't really know.
Yeah, it's like, well, not her.
She gets us out of the
You don't
worst
want to
of
hurt her
it.
feelings, like. If we do it, where it's like, fucking dick.
Yep.
Yep. It
20 years of that,
really
guys.
is.
All right,
Seriously.
so tune in next week. You'll get to see that right at the start of the show. I mean, Charlie had to sing, so I don't know if it's worse than that, but
I don't think anything's
it'll be
worse
fun. Let's jump into our gimmick of the week. Another music theme. So, for like our first question, we're going music related, and Charlie, I will hand it over to you.
All right. So, similar to my singing, this gimmick was horrible. But he was a guy from the 90s. You might have heard of him if you like to shred. His name was Man Mountain Rock. Okay? Man Mountain Rock. It's a pretty horrible name, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Okay, now what can we do with this guy? Let's because he used to be in WCW and he was Max Payne. And it was kind of a cool gimmick. He was tag team champions with Cactus Jack. He had like kind of a cool like rocker grungy gimmick. Wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but they had a feud with the Nasty Boys. They had a very it was underrated, but now it's pretty well received match with the Nasty Boys, a hardcore match. So he had a decent following in WCW. They signed him. He does play guitar in real life. He actually can shred, as kids say. But he gets to WWE. His real name is Daryl Patterson, or Peterson. So he has a dorky name. Maybe that should have gave it. Maybe Vince just heard his real name. He's like, he's a dork. It's Daryl Peterson.
It's the complete opposite.
It sounds like an accountant.
Yeah, but that would be Vince's logic. What's cooler than Daryl Patterson? Man, mountain.
Should have been with IRS.
Rock. He rocks, and he's a mountain, and he's a man. So he comes.
Should have put him with IRS with that name.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, Jeremy. If you're building Man, Mountain, Rock, what attire would you give this character? He's a guitar.
80s death metal.
No, would you dress him in like tie-dye, like hippie clothes?
Leopard pants.
Well,
That would have made more sense.
Way more sense. Yeah.
Anything would have made more sense. He comes out with some whack. Again, he was this cool, like, kind of grungy character. He comes out with this. All right, the guitar. All right, I don't know if it's because I was like 8 or because it was a cool guitar. I still think it's a cool guitar. It had the old WWF logo.
I want that guitar. That thing was awesome.
So the guitar was cool, and the dude could play. So they could have made something with it, but they gave him a horrible, dopey name. They introduce him. They don't talk about anything he's done. That he was like a former champion and hardcore guy. They just have him come out and like he play, and people interrupt him playing, and that's how he starts feuds. He feuded, and so he's the cool guy. So who you feuding with at this time? Your corny WWE, the snotty heel Triple H. They did that. That never went anywhere. Triple H, not the same kind of wrestler. Two guys that have very different styles, and I think maybe the Clique didn't like Man, Mountain, Rock, or they knew it was a pretty shitty gimmick, so it didn't go anywhere. He wrestled sporadically through '95 in WWF, and then was let go. After he left WWF. They say due to personal injuries, due to injuries and personal issues, which if we're talking early 90s, it's drugs, but they probably just didn't renew his contract. He went to WCW, tried to relive the Cactus Jack-esque gimmick, never went back to where it was. Guy floated around the indies for a while, but the gimmick of Man, Mountain, Rock, that was the gimmick of the week, and I think they had maybe something. We have a guy, he kind of looks cool. He's got long hair, tattoos. He can actually play guitar. He's been in a hard, but Vince doesn't watch competition. And they package him horribly. They package him in a way that's really going to be difficult to get over. And I think the gimmick was indicative of like early 90s, mid 90s, say mid 90s WWE. So yeah, watch it if you want to take a laugh at Man, Mountain, Rock, or if you want to relive that journey. But it was a memorable character for all the wrong reasons. You guys want to add any comments? If you remember this cartoon guy,
his whole outfit, it was literally like you just pick random shit out of a hat. Like, oh, we're gonna put this tie-dye leotard and this guitar. Like, it was just very.
But Catherine,
none of it made any sense.
You people that play guitars and have you could make it work.
Yeah, make it work. Make it work.
Instead, you dress him like a clown. I really the name change. Max Payne was a cool name.
Yeah, that was dope to begin with. You didn't need a mountain man or man mountain. I always say mountain man. I mess it up every time.
Yeah, why would you?
The man mountain, the mountain man. Are we Gozik here talking about Sandy?
Let's not keep it too inside
joke.
Yeah, you could have Max Payne.
The one part with the outfit that was the most offensive when he first debuted. I don't know if you guys went back and watched. I had to go back and watch some of this stuff. He had cornrows. That was terrible. Cornrows and a tie-dye outfit.
Yo, more. I'll come clean. As a kid, I thought that shit was cool when I saw the cornrows.
No.
Never. No, never.
No, for a minute I thought it was cool. But then you see he's kind of out of shape. He's a tattooed rocker guy. You don't give him cornrows. So yeah, that was a quick no. That looks cool.
But even outside of that, when you watch his stuff in WCW, he had really He had really good matches. He was an amateur wrestler. I think he was like a state champion wrestler. The stuff I was watching in high school, and went into college and wrestled. And he had good matches in WCW with Vader, and like you said, the stuff he did with Cactus Jack, and were really cool matches. And then they got him to WWE or WWF. His matches were horrible. He did nothing. Yeah. Most of his match, I wish Jeremy watched, because then he could reenact this, it'd be funnier. But it was just him doing this. Halfway through the match, pausing after every move and doing that, just constantly. And his finisher was like, he had two different finishers, as you watch this too. He did like a vertical suplex where he fell forward, which was okay. And then the other one was just kind of like this arm lock thing, which was weird. Like, just all bad. Like, but the guy could wrestle, and they didn't let him wrestle.
Vince told him, you have to shred. Like Hogan must pose.
All the time.
You have to shred after. And you probably hated it, but it was like that or lose your job.
I also did watch an interview with him. He did on somebody's podcast, actually pretty recently.
Shred like your job depends on it.
They had him doing concerts on the house show. So he'd go out and perform for like 29 minutes, he said, in like Germany, and the German crowd loved him. He said allegedly loved him. But that was his big thing too, is he put on shows instead of wrestling, which should tell you enough right there. But he could play. If you listen to his stuff, he was a good guitar player, but
yeah, but that's
his career ended. Like, he apparently had like a gnarly hernia, so that would probably explain why towards the end, like, he wasn't really doing much. But I think that then just call it quits. Like, I don't really know. Yeah. Like, you're done. I don't.
Yeah, I want to seal it. I'm here to seal that.
Leave on a high note.
I don't want to hear you play guitar, buddy. Get out of here. Let's go.
Yeah, and even
they could have tapped into it. You know.
No. Yeah.
They built him too. There's vignettes.
Yeah.
He's talking about how he wants to be the world champion. But,
oh God, here we go.
Even in the new generation,
Cactus Jack, like, that's what he should. Like, when you think of that name, that's what I think of. Is pretty much any Mick Foley except for Dude Love. Like, that's what I pick when you say that name. That's what I think of. And they really just
well, the name has so much to do with it. I remember watching an interview with Austin, and one of the names they gave him was Fang McFrost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine if he came out, here comes Fang McFrost.
Oh.
I mean, I guess, he didn't want to, like...
Literally, I think just, like, pick it out of as a joke. Like, can you... I don't know how they came up with 90% of what they came up with.
Or maybe... I think Vince probably thought it was cool.
He definitely
did. He had a lot of things that he thought was cool. Let's just say that.
Because even in that interview I watched, he said Vince wanted him to come out with dreadlocks, and he didn't want to do that. So I guess they compromised, and that's where they came up with the cornrow thing.
Cornrows?
It's between dreads and long hair. Cornrows is the combination.
Might as well just put him in Limp Bizkit next. Jesus.
Vince would have been cool. It's like he's in one of those newfangled rock and roll groups. Give him some cornrows.
He'll be like the guy with the bass player where he's like this.
Corn?
With the cornrows.
Yeah. It was a little too early for corn.
Yeah.
And he was like 300 pounds. You can't have that dude.
Yeah.
Dressed like that at 300 pounds. Make him intimidating.
No, but you could be a punk rocker at that weight.
Not a punk rocker.
Really, a lot of them are scrawny.
I would have made him like a Zach Wild.
Who was the one big guy
type dude?
But there's that one guitar player, I believe it was, who was heavy as all hell. That was in one of our generation's punk rock bands. I forget which one though.
Heavy like weight or like heavy like music?
Heavy weight. No, it was heavyweight, more like...
Oh, that was a great comment, Jeremy.
All American Rejects type band. I don't know. I got us off topic again. What else is new?
So back in the day, there's a fat guy that played guitar.
Proceed.
Proceed.
All right. Any final thoughts on Man Mountain Rock before we wrap up?
Yeah, it sucked.
That's what I thought.
Amen to that.
All right, that was our gimmick of the week, and that was our episode. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week. I will be starring as Goldust, so make sure you at least tune in for the first 5 minutes of the show because it will be terrible.
Guys, it's worth a watch.
We'll be back.
Come on.
With some more topics and Jeremy
Stop
doing
that.
Yeah, Jeremy. Hannibal than you do.
I looked down and Jeremy was touching himself.
Now I got to put an age restriction on the video.
Yeah, right. Blur it out for a second.
Jeremy's trying to get us to Patreon.
Too provocateur.
Our OnlyFans or whatever the hell he's doing.
Feet finder.
Jeremy, keep those feet under that table. Do not get any ideas.
Don't lift your feet, please.
Gross. Gross.
That was our episode.
That
I
is
don't know where this is
gross.
going. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Leave a comment. Tell us what you guys thought. Tell us about Man Mountain Rock. Tell us our picks for Wrestlepalooza. All that stuff. But with that, I will hand it over to Charlie to take us out.
Well, if you stuck in with us for the whole episode, extra thanks to you, my friends out there in internet land. But join us next week where we'll have Goldust introduce us to another episode of Squared Circle Spotlight, where each week merch is mandatory, gimmicks are golden, and Jeremy finds a way to keep weirding us out.
Tune in next week for more weirdness from Jeremy. See you guys later.